Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Destiny Moon Tarot, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. In today's reading, I'm going to be finding out what is the next chapter of your life, what this new beginning entails for you. Okay, so I'm actually really excited filming today's reading. I haven't started filming anything yet. I'm filming the introduction first, but I just have a good feeling about new beginnings in general, but specifically with this reading, I just have a good feeling that a lot of good things are going to be happening to the collective and to all of us individually. So we have group number one here, group number two, and group number three. So yeah, just listen to your intuition and let your intuition guide you. Let it pick either one or multiple groups in today's reading. And once you have made your decision, you can find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading in the description box below as well as in the pinned comments, and I shall see you all in your reading. Let's start with group number one. Hi, group one, welcome to your reading. Let's find out what is the next chapter in your life. So, first up here we have Manas. Okay. Next up we have Earth, persistence, patience, and practicality. And we have Saturn, feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work, and patience. We have patience on both of these cards, Saturn and Earth. And that could be a possibility because one of the zodiacs that Saturn rules is Capricorn, which is an earth sign. It also rules Aquarius, so maybe you have Capricorn or Aquarius in your natal chart quite prominently, or maybe that resonates with you, or even maybe you might have Aquarius in your chart quite significantly. You might be an earth sign, which is a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, or you might have Saturn positioned in a very strong place in your life, is also what I'm seeing here. For some of you, I also think that you might be experiencing either the beginning or the end of your Saturn return, which happens roughly around the ages of like 28 to 31. That's like the first Saturn return, and then your second Saturn return is around the age of 58, 58 to like 61. So yeah, take it how that resonates, but the next chapter that I see in your life has got to do with connection, with your place in society, with who you hang out with, who you surround yourself with. It honestly involves a lot of other people, this next chapter in your life. For some of you, something that I'm picking up on is that maybe a very difficult cycle of maybe toxic friendships, like dealing with a toxic ex or a situationship, or even a current partner. Something that I can really see happening here is you reaching the end of your patience level, and you just no longer having the bandwidth to deal with toxicity that other people are unnecessarily bringing into your life. Okay, and I think you have learnt your lesson, you have learnt it the hard way, but you have learnt it nevertheless, and now you are slowly letting that go. And in doing so, you're making space for healthy connection, healthy connection when it comes to either your place in the society. You start seeing yourself as a contributing member to society. You start seeing that you do have a place in society, and that you do play a role in society, and that you are a significant being in society, and that you belong here, right? Either that is something that you're noticing, or community, a sense of community, people, like-minded people, people who you genuinely get along with, some sort of soulmate connection, some sort of romantic connection that's actually healthy and good for you is coming into your life, is what I am seeing. And I think that is what your focus is on in this next chapter of your life. I think you're making a very conscious decision to not give up on people, not give up on yourself, feel like you have experienced the lows, you have experienced the bad things and the manipulative things that humans are capable of, and now you would like to experience the love that people have to give, so I definitely feel like this next chapter of your life is including you feeling like your patience and your hard work is working off, and that you are making better decisions when it comes to choosing who gets access to your energy and who you're hanging out around, right? So I think a lot of toxic people you're cutting out of your life, but I think even in general, sometimes a lot of connections in our life don't end because they're toxic, but they just end because we no longer resonate with these people, because we have outgrown them, maybe because we're not on the same page as them, maybe because we're growing apart, because we're all growing and changing. And sometimes we grow together, as in, our growth, our individual growth brings us closer together, and sometimes our individual growth just takes us apart from each other, and that's completely normal. Just because something is ending doesn't mean that it was bad for you, because it has taught you something and it held value in your life. So it's not something for you to feel bad about. It's not something for you to, I think, grieve too much. I think you're being very practical about this whole situation, and you're saying, you know what, I think it's time for us to move on. I feel like some of you are maybe graduating school or college, or you are entering a phase in your life where you, like, really feel like, some people you have outgrown, and even though these people were very important in your life at one point, they no longer have a place in your life, because a lot of times we are friends with people because we're hanging out with them all day long. Like, if you have passed out of college or something, I think something that will really resonate with you is that you might have lost touch with a lot of people you were really close friends with in college, because you feel like, oh, the only reason we were so close and the only reason we would hang out so much and because this person was my friend was because we were hanging out with each other every day. It's because we went to the same place and we lived pretty much the same life and we were having pretty much the same experiences every day. So, we were just thrown into that group together, and that's why we were friends with them. But now that, we are doing our own things, we find out that we no longer have things in common, or we no longer connect the way that we used to. We no longer resonate with each other the way we used to, and that's okay. So, yeah, I do think that maybe some connections are ending in your life, but these are not connections that you should have been holding on to anyway, whether they were toxic or whether they were just something that you have grown out of. Either way, I think it's a good thing that this connection is leaving your life, because something better is coming into your life. Some better connection is coming into your life. And I do really see that. I think, like, Manaz to me is one of, like, the soulmate cards in the runes, especially, I mean, to me, as like a as like a reader, to me intuitively, I feel like this is a very soulmatey energy. So yeah, whether this is a soulmate that is platonic or familial or, even romantic, I do see that coming into your life in this next chapter of your life. Yeah. So let's get your tarot now and see some more information about what the next chapter of your life entails. So we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. We have the Knight of Coins. Mm-hmm. And we also have the Six of Cups. Beautiful energy. Yes. Okay. Bottom deck energy is the Hanged Man. Okay. So maybe you are, like, you have known for a while that you're supposed to end this connection, or that you're supposed to move on from this connection. You've known that for a while, but maybe you've been procrastinating. Maybe you've been saying, you know what, I've spent so many years of my life putting in the time and effort and energy into this connection, and if I leave, I have nothing to show for it. If I block this person or if I unfriend them, then I have nothing to show for it. But that's actually not true, because I think your experience and what you have learned from this experience and how this person made you feel and how this person has maybe helped you unknowingly grow is something that will always stay with you. So you don't have to worry about not having anything to show for this connection, because I do feel like, as much as we would have liked to either stay friends or hopefully move on to the next phase of life with this person, that just wasn't on the cards for us, because this person wasn't really meant to be in our life in the long term. And you've known that for a while, but I think you've been procrastinating, you've been holding off making the decision, finally taking the leap of faith, finally, getting up and leaving. It's almost like you kept hanging out with people where you didn't feel good about yourself, or you weren't having fun, and you were just too scared to go home, because then you thought, oh my god, then everybody's gonna ask me what happened. And yeah, like, maybe you just didn't want to come across as a mean person. Maybe you have people pleasing tendencies, or maybe you just don't want to hurt someone's feelings because you're a good person, and that's all valid. But I think this next chapter of your life is is urging you to be a little bit more practical than emotional, and think about your energy as an asset, as a resource that is limited, unfortunately, because we cannot keep pouring and pouring into a connection that doesn't pour in to us. Or sometimes they feel like they're pouring, but that nourishment doesn't reach us. There was this picture that I saw a couple of months ago on Instagram, and it really stuck with me. And that is a picture that's coming to my mind. It was like this meme where there was this one person and they were stuck in like this pit. Okay, so they couldn't get out, and there was a person on top of the pit that was just extending their hand, like, oh, here, hold my hand, and try to come up. But obviously the distance between both the hands was quite a lot, so they couldn't really, like, their help wasn't really helping. But this person, the person who was on top of the pit, had a ladder right next to them, but they were not using that ladder. So the message of the picture or the meme was that sometimes people only pretend to be helping you, but they're actually not helping you. But for you, maybe that is the case, but for some of you, I'm also picking up on that the people you're in a connection with, they genuinely want to resonate with you, they want to get along with you, they want to be your friend. But somehow that's just not happening because you guys are not on the same page. The way that they are extending their friendship doesn't feel like friendship to you. The love and the warmth that they are giving you isn't reaching you, right? And I don't really know how exactly to explain that, but I think if it's resonating with you, then you will know what I mean. So if this is toxic, then of course you have known that this person has this ladder next to them all along, but they just didn't want to help you. Or sometimes you're just feeling like, hey, we're just growing apart, we're trying, but we're not really succeeding because maybe we're not meant to be in each other's lives anymore. Maybe our journey together was just up until here, right? um yeah, another message that's coming in, like an analogy that's coming in, is that, say that you are on a bus journey from place A to place B, right? And you're traveling with all of these people in the same bus as you, but some of them want to get down at a point between point A and point B, right? What are you going to do in that situation? Will you say, hey, no, I'm going to get down at point B, please travel with me all the way to point B? Or will you say, hey, you know what, your stop has come, it's okay, get off? enjoy the rest of your journey. I'm so glad you have reached your destination. Yeah. So what are you going to say? Obviously the second thing, right? Obviously the latter. So that's the feeling that I'm getting here. Like, some people have ended their journey with you, and it is time for you to just let them go. Okay, and it's time for you to be practical and to think about how much beneficial how much more beneficial it's going to be to have people in your life that you genuinely connect with and resonate with, instead of just holding on to people because you have a past with them. Yeah, that is what you're realizing. And I think once you maybe show yourself a little bit of tough love, or even maybe gentle love, and just slowly let them go, you will see that better people are going to come into your life. And also with the Six of Cups, it is a card of nostalgia. So like I said, it's not like you're not going to have anything to show for the people you're leaving behind. You will have their memories, you will have maybe pictures of them, you will have moments that you have spent with them, right? You will have the nostalgia of them being a part of your life. So it's not like they're completely going to be gone out of your life. And also, even if they are completely gone out of your life and you slowly do want to forget the memories that they have given you, that's okay, because that's just making more space in your mind for new memories with better people who you connect with, who get along with you, who make you feel happy and make love bloom in your heart again, right? So yeah, that is also something that I'm seeing here. So the next chapter of your life is honestly a release of a lot of people in your life that no longer serve you, and you just having the strength and the patience and the perseverance to go through with that change, because better connection is coming into your life. Soulmate energy is coming into your life. This, like, true connection is coming into your life, true love and caring is coming into your life, right? So, yeah, that is what I see for you guys, group number one. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Claim this positive connection, claim this soulmate connection in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel for more readings from me. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys. Hi, group two. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what the next chapter of your life entails. So, first up here, we have Fehu. Oh my god, I love this energy. This is one of my most favorite cards in the runes. Then we have Mars, move forward and defend self. Okay. Next up, we have the sixth house, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. Okay, so the next chapter of your life is one of abundance, is one of prosperity that feels very stable, that feels like you finally deserve the life that you are living. I think you're either coming into money, coming into some sort of privilege, coming into some sort of maybe self confidence and self esteem that is higher than what you have been experiencing up until now in your life. And you are definitely moving forward, you're moving up. You're either climbing the social ladder, or you are moving up a tax bracket, or you are moving up when it comes to privilege. You're having like a glow up, you're having some sort of a forward movement when it comes to your success and your prosperity and your abundance. And this very well could mean that you are having stability and safety and security and experiencing that for the maybe very first time in your life, especially when it comes to like your health or your daily routine. I think some of you are buying a home, some of you are maybe um, committing to someone, like taking your commitment to the next level. So like, if you were just dating someone, maybe now you're labeling it, or if you've labeled a relationship, maybe now you're getting engaged or you're getting married. Is something that I'm seeing. I feel like there's some sort of like changes that are happening in your daily life that feel very stable and secure and safe. Okay. I also feel like if some of you have been going through some sort of like a medical treatment, you're maybe seeing success with that, you're maybe seeing improvement in your health because of it. Now, whether this is because of a medication that you're taking or whether this is because of some lifestyle changes that you have made, you are going to be seeing positive results when it comes to that, is something that I am seeing here. Yeah, you're feeling like you have like a set timing in your life, where you wake up and you have like a sense of purpose, a sense of alignment. You have a to-do list, and this is a to-do list that you look forward to doing because it's fun. It makes you feel safe and secure, and it makes you feel successful, it makes you feel abundant, it makes you feel prosperous. Or it makes you abundant and prosperous. It's something that's maybe bringing in money, it's something that's bringing in success, it's bringing in some sort of safety and security, is what I am seeing here. Yeah. um yeah, abundance of health or wealth, or some sort of like things that you have wanted, you are getting, you know what I mean, you're taking like very passionate action towards it, and the result of that action is something that you're seeing, and it's bringing you abundance and success. And honestly, abundance and success looks like different things to different people, so take it how it resonates. To some people it looks like having a healthy home life, where nobody is screaming, shouting, nobody is angry all the time. People are communicating well, people are having fun. Or maybe this is, ticking off something on your bucket list, or this is something that you have always wanted to buy and you finally have the funds to buy it, or this is some experience that you have wanted to experience and you finally get to do that. Or this is health and abundance of health, feeling very healthy and strong, feeling like you're on top of the world, feeling like you can finally enjoy your life, is what I'm picking up on for you guys. Group number two. So yeah, abundance in in the way that you feel safe and secure is coming into your life in this next chapter of your life. Let's get your tarot now to find out some more information about what the next chapter of your life entails. What might you experience in this next chapter of your life? So we have the Two of Wands. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. All right, and I just want one more card for you guys. We have the Queen of Wands. Yes, this abundance that you're experiencing is definitely making you more confident, more beautiful, more attractive to other people. It's definitely, making you more creative. So I think for some of you, and this is a message for very few of you, but I think some of you, maybe you have wanted a child, and I think like being able to experience motherhood is something that you're also experiencing um now, is what I'm picking up on. Let's see your bottom deck energy. We have the Four of Swords. So yes, we have been tired, we have maybe been bed rotting or bedridden because of our health issues, or because we didn't have the finances to do the things that we wanted to do, or we didn't have people in our life who we wanted to hang out with, or something of that sort. But now we do, we're attracting like-minded people into our lives. We are attracting um, maybe people from different cultures. We are attracting an opportunity to travel, to learn from other people. We are attracting knowledge. We are attracting a new perspective. We are attracting um, wisdom, yes, from other people as well. It almost feels like we have found the fountain of youth, or we have found like some sort of ancient knowledge, or we have found um a purpose, a sense of purpose, a sense of alignment. And we're finally living the life that we have always wanted to live. And we're no longer wondering about how other people are going to judge us, or if they're going to judge us. We genuinely don't care at the moment. We're protecting our peace. If someone else wants to think that, someone else is funding this lifestyle for us, or if they're judging us for living this way, then let them. It's like, who even cares about the haters? Who even cares about the jealous people in our life? The people who have nothing better to do than to gossip behind our back because they're jealous of the life that we get to live. Yeah. So we're no longer caring about other people. We're no longer caring about dimming our light, dimming our needs, dimming our authentic self so that other people don't judge us. I saw this thing on like Instagram the other day where um, it said that I was a people pleaser until I realized that none of the people around me were pleased. As in, like, I couldn't find any pleased people around me. Not only did I not find any pleased people around me, I also feel tired and burnt out because of how much energy I have spent into people pleasing. And I think you're realizing that and you're just saying, F that. We just don't want to live in that energy anymore. We have one life, as in this human vessel, in this meat suit, in this circumstances, and we're going to live this life the way that we want to. Yeah. So we're gonna travel, we're gonna be confident, we're gonna, dress the way we want to, we're going to look the way we want to. Excuse me. um we want to release unnecessary baggage from our life. We want to release things that could harm us if we would have just kept them within us for so long. So now we just want to live our life, we just want to do us, we just want to, go where we want to, we just want to learn what we want to, we want to date who we want to, we want to dress the way we want to, and that is going to bring like-minded people into our mind, because authenticity is so magnetic. When you are your most authentic self, honestly, and when you don't care about what other people have to say about that, you will realize that they might gossip about you. Yes, you can't control that, but they are going to be in such awe of you, they are going to look up to you, and that is why they are gossiping about you. By the way, if they thought you were irrelevant, if they thought you were just like them, they would not be gossiping about you, right? It's only that they're gossiping about you or spreading rumors about you or so bothered about what you are doing and like constantly lurking in your business, is because you are so magnetic and they want to know how you do this, how you step into your Queen of Wands energy, what you do, what you have done, how come you're able to step into this energy. Because unfortunately, not all of us have the privilege to live our authentic self, and not all of us have the courage to live our authentic self. Sometimes we're bound by societal expectations, sometimes we're bound by our limiting beliefs, sometimes we're bound by fear of judgment and criticism. But it is something that we all want to do. We, at the end of the day, just want to live our life the way we want to live it, and to have people see us and acknowledge us and appreciate us for who we are and accept us for who we are. But a lot of people, because they fear that they're not going to be accepted, don't even have the courage to take the first leap of faith, to take the first step. But you take more than just one step. You are like fully living in your power, you're fully living in this like your confident, authentic self, and people are in awe of that, and people want to know more about you. They like your energy, they're attracted to your energy, but maybe they also feel jealous because they project their insecurities onto you. They think that, oh, just because they are too fearful of stepping out of, self doubt and like fear, you should also feel that way. And how come you don't feel that way when this is how they feel, so it's like when you're on top, people try to pull you down, the ones who are below you. That's the energy that I'm picking up here. So, you're no longer caring about these people. You're like, you know what, you can try to pull me down, but there is a reason you are below me, in the most non arrogant way ever. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. I'm out here living my best life. And I do see that happening. I see you living your best life. I see you living in abundance and success and prosperity, and just like just having so much peace and contentment and happiness within you, because you are living from a place of authenticity. You're living your life from a place of a very healthy self esteem and a very healthy sense of self. You know who you are, and you're not afraid to express that to the world. You're not afraid of letting the world see you for who you truly are. And you understand that some people will judge you, but you also understand that like minded people will also follow, like minded people will also meet you. So yes, there will be some criticism and judgment, but there will also be some praise and some acknowledgement and appreciation and acceptance as well, right? And that's all that's important to you. As long as you don't judge yourself, as long as you accept yourself for who you are, it doesn't matter what other people say, because you know that you are so sure of yourself, you're so comfortable in your own skin, that people who are not intimidated by that will be attracted to you and will like fly to you like moths to a flame, and they will want to be around you, and they will be your friend, and they will encourage you and acknowledge you, and want you to continue living like this. But it's only the people who are below you who would want to pull you down. So yeah, I think you're just like living your best life without any sort of fear. You're taking control of your life, which is beautiful, which is amazing, because you know a lot of us, oh my god, we live so much of our lives regretting things that we have not done, regretting things that regretting wasting our time. But honestly, there is no such thing as wasted time. It's okay. Even if you feel like you are late by societal standards, I say that in quotes, it doesn't matter. If you are late in your own, by your own standards, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you've started living your life at the age of 30 or 40 or 50. As long as you finally do get to experience who you truly are, as long as you get to meet yourself and accept yourself, that's the only thing that matters. And that's beautiful, because not many people are able to experience that because of their own limitations. And the fact that you are able to um, overcome this fear and have the courage to be your authentic self is beautiful, group number two. And it is very commendable for you to have that sort of fearlessness and strength. So yeah, I do see you enjoying a really good life, having some sort of glow up, whether this is dressing well or spending your money on things that you have wanted to. It's you finally living the lifestyle that you have wanted to live. It's you enjoying the finer things in life. It's you traveling. It's you experiencing things. It's you learning new things. It's you honestly living your life the way you have always wanted to live your life, group number two. So yeah, that is the reading that I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Claim this abundance in the comments below. Claim this strength and this confidence in the comments below. And I shall see you all in my next one. Bye, guys. Hi, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what the next chapter of your life entails. Now, something that I want to let you know even before I get into your cards was that while I was reading group number two's while I was filming group number two's reading, I just started experiencing a little bit like of an allergic reaction, and I started sneezing a bit. So I just took a break, and I did my breathing exercises, and I just like had my um, trusty little Vicks inhaler right here, and I used it, and it feels like um I can finally breathe again. It feels like my energy is renewed again. So that could be significant for you guys as well. I feel like you're feeling very renewed, you're feeling very refreshed, rejuvenated as well. Maybe you have like some sort of fresh motivation, or some sort of like renewed hope or faith or optimism in this next chapter of your life. Maybe that's how you're feeling right now. 111 on the timestamp. So yeah, either that's how you're feeling right now, or that's how you're going to be feeling before you start this new chapter of your life. Now let's get into your cards and see what the next chapter of your life entails. So we have Isa here. Then we have Gemini, curiosity, intellect, and networking. And we have house seven, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnership. Okay, so I think what you have been experiencing up until now was a little bit of a stuck energy, feeling a bit stagnant, feeling like, everybody else seems to be moving on, everybody else seems to be getting into relationships, getting engaged, getting married while you're still single. And like these people who are married, they have now gotten a divorce and they have found someone new and you're still single. Maybe like that's something that you have been experiencing, or maybe you're just feeling very stuck in your own life. You feel like, it's been so long since you've been single, or it's been so long since you have experienced going on a date, or something new and fresh in your life, and it's something that you felt very stuck in. And what I can see in the next chapter of your life is that, your lane, the traffic in your lane finally moving, it finally being your turn to, go to places that spark your curiosity, that make you want to learn, that make you want to ask questions, that make you want to network, that help you find like-minded people. And maybe through that, so like through a place of schooling, or through a place of something that you're passionate about learning about, or some sort of work project, some sort of course that you join, something about that is helping you get into a relationship, find a partner, a romantic partner that is very profound, that feels romantic and intimate, whether that's physically, whether that's emotionally or spiritually. This is someone who, Gemini is also, a bit of like a dating app, or like a matrimonial app kind of a situation. So I feel like maybe now you're saying, I'm done. Maybe up until now you kept feeling like, hey, I want to meet someone organically, and now I would like to, pull up all of the cards. So maybe you're finally taking the plunge and joining a dating app, or finally going to that networking event, or like, a singles mixer or something of that sort. And you're saying, what, let's give it a try. And I think in doing so, you are actually finding someone. So I think you've been stuck in your ways because you were very stubborn about how exactly it is that you wanted to find a romantic partner. But now, because you're trying something new, you are finding this person, because that's exactly how this person was destined to come into your life, is something that I'm picking up on. And honestly, the next chapter of your life, I do feel, you would have picked up until now, is something to do with romance, is something to do with even marriage, or like long-term commitment. So if that's something that you're not looking for, then maybe this is not the group for you. But I do feel like the main thing that's coming into your life is a romantic partnership, a long term, profound, intimate connection. that is going to be very long lasting, that is going to have a very deep impact in your life, that is going to make you feel like you are moving forward in your love life, right? So that is something that I'm seeing here. Let's get some tarot cards and get some more information about what is the next chapter of your life. So we have the Hierophant, which is a card of like a legally binding contract, which is marriage. Yes, so yes, I do feel like marriage is something that you're finding, through community. We also have the King of Cups and we have the King of Wands. Ooh, okay. Mm-hmm. Bottom deck energy is the Three of Swords. Yes, you are done crying over your ex. You are done crying over your past. You are done feeling like a victim. You are done feeling like, oh my god, everybody is moving on except me. Am I going to be single forever? You are done having the low self esteem. You're done feeling like you're not enough. You're done breaking your own heart because of what you have experienced in love up until now. You're so done. You just like don't even want that energy anymore. Now you're done. You just want to move forward, and you want this long term lasting relationship. You want something serious. You want the commitment. You want this committed relationship to have a label. You want these things. You're admitting that to yourself as well as to the universe. So maybe up until now, if someone asked you, hey, like, you're single, and you're like, yeah, I'm happily single because like you men, or like you women, instead now you're saying, you know what, yes, I am looking for love, but I am very particular about what I'm looking for. I have my standards set very high, and I am only going to be with the person who meets my standards. So, yes, I would like to be with someone, but that does not mean that I'm going to desperately settle for something that is lesser than my standards. I'm not going to lower my standards for anyone. So, that just stepping into that energy and like finally putting yourself out there, I think is bringing you a love in your life that is extremely profound, and it's extremely long lasting, and it's beautiful. It's exactly what you've been looking for. And I think because you're being so confidently putting yourself out there, you might have the option of having two people in your life, in the sense, not to say that you're going to be cheating on two people. That's not what I'm saying. And no, that's not something that I ever condone on this channel. Like we do not stand for infidelity. I just feel like you're going to have the option of choosing between two people, and that often happens in life, right? Either we have nothing at all, and when we do have like a connection, we sometimes have the choice of choosing between two people. I mean, this also is something that I have experienced in my life. There are, you know years where I am single, and then when I find that one person is interested in me, I also realize that at the same time two other people are also interested in me, and I'm just like, wait, like, where were you all when I was single? Like, why didn't you come one after the other? Like, what is this? And now I have to make a decision. But yeah, that's just how life is sometimes. And the option that you have to choose is between two kings. So these are two people who are probably older than you, wiser than you. They have done the inner work, they have done the inner healing. They are quite emotionally mature, they are quite emotionally available as well, both of them. Considering that they are both kings, they do have a lot to offer. The thing that makes them different, though, is that one of them is a water sign, one of them is a fire sign. Now, the water sign person, a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancerian, is someone who is probably very calm. Okay, they're very calm, they're not very. I'll tell you what they are like. They're very calm, they're very soft spoken, they're maybe even slow at taking action, in the sense that, they're not very out there. They're not very like pushy, like very love bomby, like they're not very loud and proud kind of a person. They have this like quiet confidence about them. And then there is the King of Wands, who's a fire sign. So this is a Sagittarius, a Leo or a, oh my god, why can't I remember the other fire sign? A Sagittarius, a Leo, and oh my god, uh, why have I forgotten? Why have I forgotten? Oh gosh, a Sagittarius, a Leo. Hold on, I'm just gonna Google it. Fire signs. Mm, Aries. I'm so sorry, Aries. I feel like you have all been screaming Aries at the screen for such a long time, and I don't know why I forgot. So, yeah, this is probably Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. Um, and this person is very out there, they're very loud and proud. When they enter a room, you notice that they have entered. They're quite loud, they're maybe also quite extroverted, whereas this water sign is a bit introverted. This fire sign is very confident, out loud, like a very overtly confident person, while the king of cups is a very quiet, confident kind of a person. They have a quiet confidence to themselves. Honestly, the image that's coming to my mind is that of Damon and Stefan Salvatore. It's like you're Elena Gilbert, and you get to choose between these two brothers. And they're both, they have positives and negatives. They have flaws for sure, because we're all human, except them. They're vampires, but your options are humans. So you do have these flaws. They do have these flaws. So do you. But who do you choose? Who do you want in your corner? Do you want the person who's going to burn the world for you, or do you want someone who's going to nurture you and care for you so much that they're going to look after you in a very nurturing and caring way, not in a I'm going to burn the world for you way, but in a I'm going to give you everything you want and take care of you. You're my precious little pearl that I'm going to protect and save forever, kind of a way. So it's that hero and villain energy, except the villain is not really a villain. Um, another image that came into my mind was also Connor and Jeremiah Fisher, but Jeremiah is a bit of a cringe guy, right? Especially with season 3. And it's something that I've been currently watching. I've been watching season 3 right now. Every Wednesday is the summer I turned pretty Wednesday, as it must be for many of you as well. So, like, yeah, I mean, this could be Conrad and Jeremiah if Jeremiah was uh, uh, in his healthy masculine and not such a man child. So yeah, but anyway, I do feel like this is an option for you to choose. Let's also find out. um I don't want to find out which of these options are better for you. I just want to give you guidance of what you must look for when you're making your choice. Okay, so we here we have the devil. Okay, how do we make a choice between the two is by making sure that we're not choosing the devil, that we're not giving into temptation, that we're not looking for something that is just short term, that is fiery, that is oh my god, is this me telling you not to choose the fire sign? No, that's not what I'm saying. This is your decision to make. You have to see what you want to do. But I think what you have to think about is not um immediate gratification, it is delayed and deferred gratification. Who is going to be good for you in the long run is what you have to think of, not someone who you are only instantly attracted to or instantly feeling drawn to, or someone who makes you feel good in the here and now. I feel what you have to think is how sustainable this love is going to be in the long run. That is a message that's coming through, honestly. And how can you do that? How can group number 3 do that, please? We have the page of cups. um Communication with both of them is very important. Please don't make an impulsive choice. Think about it. Like, there are one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 moons here. So, go through at least 7 moon cycles to make your decision. Don't make a quick, fast paced decision. Take your time. Okay, have a lot of conversations with these people. See how they treat you. See how they respond to you when you're communicating with them. See how they communicate with you. Okay. And honestly, I mean, I think with the page of cups being here as in what to do, and then the devil being here for what not to do, is maybe giving you an idea that, maybe the page of cups, or the king of cups is a better person for you. The watery sign person is a better person for you. Um but please, this is a long term decision that you're going to be making for yourself. This is a lifelong decision that you're going to be making for yourself. This is a decision that is going to involve not just the rest of your life, but the quality of your life, of your children's life, if that is something that you want, of your pet's life, if that's what you want. So, don't make a hurried decision. Bottom deck energy is the page of swords. Yes, don't be impulsive. Don't make a hurried decision. If someone is pressuring you to making a decision, that is maybe a person or a situation that you should be away from. Yes, you shouldn't be wasting someone's time, but at the same time, you cannot make your decision because someone is pressuring you. So that is a message that's honestly coming through here, in order to help you make the right decision. And honestly, you know what, with the cups being here, you're an intuitive person. Listen to your intuition. And that is the message that I have for you guys, group number 3. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope this has resonated with you. I hope this has given you clarity. I hope this has given you hope. Claim this profound, long lasting romantic relationship in the comments below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.